here, we're live. It's episode 58 of the Anime Cast. It's the Red Leaf Retrocast. I'm your host, JD, on a nice little Friday night. Way night for Tori. He's a host.
Midnight? Saturday at this point.
Well, you're still recording on Saturday.
yeah. But I wasn't prepared to... I was prepared to record at this time. It's like... no. We're not making this a regular thing as long as I can prevent this from being a regular thing. It might be a weekend, but I don't like sitting up.
Weekends these days.
Yeah, right, of course.
I do have to work
Real
on weekends,
life.
but that's because I'm a useless pile of garbage and should work and finish my work during the week. But I won't.
I mean, you got the job. It's okay.
It's true.
Well, the man with the power of positivity over there is Hickey, all the way from Brazil.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be in this emergency broadcast.
Emergency broadcast.
This podcast is brought to you by the emergency we need to record session.
Exactly. Being fun day. A building burned close to where I work. Had to spend an hour and 45 minutes in a traffic jam, and I want to die. But that's okay.
That sounds
that's
like
the normal,
regular traffic in many American cities.
Well, I mean, true. It's regular for me, but usually it's not like an hour and 45 minutes. Usually it's just 1 hour.
Yeah. It's usually like 40 for me. But anyways, enough about the traffic report. We have an anime to talk about. Yes,
what?
If you couldn't tell by the title. Yeah, what? We got Grappler Baki. That's to end the cast. That is our retro anime up for review. Baki the Grappler. We may have some words about that. It's a fighting anime, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Is that what we watched?
There was punching. There was
definitely punching. Yeah. There was screaming.
There was screaming.
There was I think there was a plot. I don't know. We'll get there. We got Tori's new quest. His plan to watch cleaning quest.
Yes. We do have
What do you want? What letter you on? C? D?
D this time.
A umlaut?
We're on D, and this time it's a show that has an English name as its real name. So
okay.
Well, real name. It does have a Japanese name, but nobody uses it, so it's fine.
Gotcha. Myself and Hickey have our Manhwa checkout, covering a Manhwa later, a brand new one. Then we got our fall 2019 anime outlook. How about that, guys? The fall season's here.
How about that?
Yay,
and JD is going to get a mystery pick as well.
I have a mystery pick because I couldn't default to nothing but shonen sequels. The shonen horror has... I will admit it, I'm a little fearful of what's about to happen to me. But my third pick of the season has been defaulted to Tori and Hickey as a mystery pick that I must watch and report on until the season's over.
And just...
Yes.
He knows it's an isekai because there's so many isekais coming out that we just chose one of our picks to be an isekai for each other because, fuck it. I would have already watched most of them anyway, so who cares? It's just a way to make JD suffer.
Myself.
I don't know. The masochist in me has come out, and I did this on purpose. I did not... truthfully look at all the isekais over the next season. So this will be a total surprise. So look forward to my reaction there. Alright. How is everybody, besides the traffic report?
I'm good.
Doing all right?
I finished an awesome litigation this week. And I really, really wanted to be part in my success, but unfortunately I'm here.
No partying for you.
You want to be
Are you drinking for this podcast?
No, I'm not. I didn't buy. I spent 2 hours in a traffic jam. I mean, didn't have time.
It's Brazil. You can just when you're at a light or bumper to bumper traffic, you just roll down your window and just be like, "Hey, you got booze in that car?" And they're like, "Hell, actually, yeah. You want to party?"
That is extremely
driving, yes,
redneck-like. We don't do that here.
I mean, there's drive-through liquor stores in Arkansas.
Why would
There's drive-through daiquiris in Louisiana.
Why would
What about Brazil? What do you guys got?
I was stuck in a traffic jam. I wouldn't get in a drive-in to buy beer and go back to the fucking traffic jam again.
What did Brazil got? Well, I don't know. Drug crime.
A lot of that. There's actually a shootout in the capital yesterday, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
See? I don't think that's the way he wants to party. Not yet.
It couldn't be worse than what Canada's going through. Their prime minister is cosplaying in racist outfits.
Hey,
I didn't know it was racist back in 2001.
Everyone saying like,
right.
oh, it's Aladdin, oh, it's Brownface. Like, he looks like that guy from Dragon Ball.
Mr. Popo?
Yeah. I was like, damn, that is like actually very good Mr. Popo cosplay, to be honest with you.
It's okay. He's just an avid, over-enthusiastic cosplayer at a spry young age of 29. He was very young, naive. I mean, it was way back in the year 2001. Can't we forgive and forget?
I thought you were going to say it's okay, he's black.
Justin Trudeau, it's okay, he's black, right?
The best part of
Don't
that
take that out of
was
context.
seeing the news in my country reporting to that. They were in panic mode.
Don't snip that out and put it out.
They were in panic mode and just going, no, but, it's something that only happens in the United States. Shouldn't apply to Canada. But he's an actor and whatever. And my president just sneeze and they start screeching racism. So it was extremely fun. I had a lot of fun this past couple. Well, except the litigation and the traffic jam and my suicidal thoughts. It was quite fun.
Yeah, but that's today.
It was interesting.
That's today. Tomorrow's a new day, Hickey.
I need to watch tomorrow. JD, shut up, please. Just go on.
Come on, it'll all repeat, and then hopefully you'll have a friend save you.
I don't think so.
All right. Okay, I got an Osamatsu drop. Let's roll this along quickly, shall we, guys?
Yeah.
Hope everyone enjoyed the screaming of Osamatsu. That's a retro anime.
Definitely enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did, Tori. So you have your plan to watch cleaning list.
Sure do.
Let's get this quest going. You're on letter D umlaut or D slash or D strict. What do you got in Norway? You got some letters there?
Yeah, it's called a D.
Okay.
It's called
Lame.
the D.
It's called the D.
The D, indeed.
Introduce your D for me. Wait a minute.
This is not my D, and honestly, that is quite inappropriate, especially considering what we're talking about.
All right, what is it?
Today, for the letter D, I got the misfortune of watching Dance in the Vampire Boon.
Oh,
I have heard this.
I forgot about.
Nicky knows what's up.
I forgot your list. It's 90% just trash.
Yeah.
I was like,
listen,
Right, I gotta
listen.
look this up
I was
now.
like,
Listen.
You said, it's an anime that everyone knows by the English name, and it starts with it's like, maybe something with death. In the beginning, it's like,
No,
well,
I
there's
wish.
definitely death, but like more like death of your soul watching this shit. But
Yeah,
I was
death
like-
of my
I was-
innocence.
Oh, this is so perfect.
when you
Death of my
when you
freedom.
said dance,
Brought-
my brain just said, oh no.
It's brought to us by the letter D by Studio Shaft. There's
It
a
is
lot of
indeed by
innuendos
Studio
here.
Shaft, and that is what I'm going to claim in court. That is why I watched it. It's because this is Shaft. No other reason. Trust me.
Tori,
Um,
talking just
Ooh, it has
before you
nudity.
say that, you had two Shaft anime with Moe girls with a D in the name, and you chose the Dance in the Vampire. But
I didn't choose. It's random.
I still blame you. It's your fault to not
Sorry,
have
I gotta ask.
because you had Denpa
gotta
Onato
ask.
Seishon no Toko, and that's also a Shaft.
I
show.
do.
But
It's also a D, and it's going to happen later. But
It's unfortunate.
It's completely right.
It's your fault.
You're gonna get the D later.
It's your fault.
I am gonna get the D later. But yes, anyways.
It's by Shaft?
Yes. It came out in winter 2010 and was directed by Akiyuki Shinbo, or at least that's the guy who has director credits on Mal, and I can't be bothered looking up if it was actually him, because Akiyuki Shinbo has director's credits on absolutely everything Shaft has done, except if you go too far back. But, yeah, he hasn't actually directed everything, but he always gets credited, so he did everything, including this. The synopsis, brought to you by Mal, the greatest place for synopsis in the world. On live television...
Planet, Tori.
Fuck you. On live television, Mina Tepes, the ruler of all vampires, reveals the existence of her species to the world and states her plan to build a sanctuary in Japan for vampires, called the Vampire Boon. Using her family's wealth to pay off the nation's debt, they have agreed to let her build the safe haven for her fellow creatures of the night. But not everyone is so easily swayed by Mina's influence, as her announcement brings about conflict with humans who believe that the Queen's quest for peace is a facade. I can't be bothered reading the rest of this, it's too much. Anyways, basically, Guy...
This is really long.
Yeah. Guy shows up. He has memory loss, but...
Of course he does.
Mina Tepes, she really wants the D.
Wants his D.
Yes, in fact. So she re-recruits him, and even though he was technically a part of her sworn oath to her before, whatever, it's not relevant. This is a story about vampires. This is a story about how one should absolutely not lewd the lollies, even if they do claim to be over 600 years old.
Look.
And,
it's one of these shows.
Oh, it's not just one of these shows, JD. This is just downright creepy.
This is the show. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not one of those shows. It is the show.
So this is the one that started it in a way.
No, because
not even this is the one that just takes it too far.
To find an excuse for a long time.
Yeah, but I mean, listen. Here's the thing that kind of catches me. Okay, there is nudity, there is full frontal nudity, and there is nudity of this very tiny girl. Looks underage. She isn't, but you know what they're going for. What's kind of fucked up is the fact that when it comes to other girls, more well-endowed girls, more mature-looking girls, even her in her quote-unquote other form, kind of like Shinobu Monogatari, but
I follow you.
then it's censored.
Oh.
But when it's her in child form, no, you can see everything. And I mean everything.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, I mean everything. Like, everything.
So, you're telling me the young girl with no titties, I have to look at. But the girl that's older with titties, I don't get to look at.
Yes, that's right.
That sounds awful.
Oh, yeah. And not only that...
like nothing but a cock tease and then something to make my cock go, eh.
Something to send your cock to jail.
That would be more... send me to that Bund.
Oh, yeah. No, it's... Like, again, it's just downright creepy. And the way the camera acts in this show, the typical Shaft style. It really doesn't lend itself when we're using...
Shaft style, I know that much.
When we're using the fucking, close-up camera to, pan over a little girl's body. Nope. Too creepy. Way too creepy.
It's a show about fantasy. Should be creepy.
It is, in fact, a show. Right, sure. But it could be creepy in other ways. Like, I don't know, how one of them is a werewolf, and how, for whatever reason, one of the bad vampires is like, what do you do? Oh, I have my vampire suicide bomb. Yeah, of course. As one does.
You said there was a werewolf?
There is a werewolf. There's a race of werewolves.
Are they hairy?
Yeah. Very much
so. Do they show how hairy they are?
Yeah.
You know where I'm leading with this?
Yes, I do.
JD.
Does the show show off the hairy Bund?
It does show off the hairy Bund, but there isn't anything there.
Well, I mean, obviously it'd be too hairy, right? They're werewolves after all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. And there's.
Tori, does Bund mean anything in Norwegian like it does in German?
No. Not that I think.
All right. Bund in German is like federation, like an area, a country type thing.
Okay.
Bund. Yeah. There's some knowledge. There's some derailed knowledge for you to stop talking about hairy crotches.
Dance in the Vampire Federation.
Dance in the Vampire Federation.
Yeah, Bund does pretty much sound better, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, sounds very USSR like. I don't know, just calling it a federation. Even though I live in a federation, but still.
I can hear it now. The communist national anthem.
Dance in the Vampire. I don't know. Looks like I don't know. Just some alternate.
Sig Heil to the Vampire Bund.
Dance in the Vampire
That's
Federation.
my show.
Sounds like Eastern Germany after the Nazi plan of making the super soldiers failed.
Oh my god, side tangent. Right quick. I was watching my
I'm so sorry.
German...
The 2 hours mark.
Look. Hey, real quick. I was watching my the wrestling promotion out of Germany, and I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure both commentators were on drugs.
Yes, they are.
Said, like, one of them said that Eastern Germany is full of racists and communists during the cast. During that show, I just went, whoa, that's like ground for being fired.
I mean, when was that recorded, though?
It was recorded on Friday, and it was pre-taped for review. And it was last Friday, and it was just released like 2 days ago.
Oh my god, no!
Because you watched the old shit, so, you know... Might be like 1985, and it was like, the Eastern Germany is those motherfuckers full of racists and communists, which he's not technically wrong, but
I'm just picturing that guy who was whose job it was to fucking proof check that, who definitely skipped that part, and he gets to that part, and he's just like, oh no.
He just skimmed over, and he's like, they never say anything bad before. And then I heard it, and I was just taken totally aback. I'm like, what? And then the other guy's trying to play it off like it's not a big deal. He goes, whoa, man, that's not cool. He goes, come on, they get it. East Germany, we're cool.
What? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're Germany. Cool. Anyways, so the show sucked?
This show did, in fact, not entertain me at all.
Okay. So even though there was vampires, it did not suck.
Even though there's a naked lolly.
Yes, even though there's a naked lolly. Now, like, it still has a lot of that, Shaft style that you're used to. And it does have...
he's used to the Shaft style.
Oh, yeah. It does have some merits every once in a while, but generally speaking... Also, because of the fact that it doesn't end, so, it's like, there's more! Although, like I said, this came out in 2010, and nothing has come out since, so... Hey!
Good.
Fun. But
that sounds like a win.
Going by Mal, people like this, and a surprising amount of people has actually watched it. But yeah, no, I ended up giving it a 5. It's like, it's so... nothing.
Tori, I demand you take 1 point off for sexual lolly.
I could take all the points off for sexual lolly.
You give it a 5. I demand you at least give it a 4 now.
No, that would mean that I enjoyed some parts of it. I refuse.
A 4?
Yeah! 5 is my worst score. 5 is the one that I'm like, I don't give a shit. This did nothing. Fucking 4 is like, I hated this, but hey, you know what?
What about
this part was fun. A 3, that is, once again, it just goes down from there. Once we start going into 2, no.
I demand you give it a 3.
Once it gets to 4, it resets.
It kind of does.
There's 2 scales. There's the good scale and the bad scale. Both of them are in the 1 to 10 scale.
Listen, man, I have given shows 2s that I really fucking enjoyed watching.
I
gave them 2s, actually.
I gave them 2s because they're bad, but they were fucking funny as shit.
You know what, Tori? I think I like that scale. The 5 to 10... I don't give a shit to the good, and then the 1 to 4 of this is bad. It needs its own.
This is bad. Everyone, listen to me talk about how bad this is. It's great.
It's so bad. It's great.
Angel Cop might fall into that category, actually.
No.
It's the best of the bad.
I highly disagree with that.
Midnight Yoko though. It is. It is more entertaining than...
whatever. Anyways, whatever. Dance in the Vampire Bund. If you haven't watched this, don't watch it. If you have watched it, I'm sorry. It's not worth it.
I understand you.
Just because it's Shaft, don't watch it. I shouldn't have watched it. I knew what this was going in, but I was like, it's Shaft though. Maybe it is good.
Much regret in your voice.
Maybe people are just overreacting.
Regret.
Maybe this is just like something cool. Like, I don't know, Hellsing. It was very cool.
Maybe they're over it. Maybe they didn't loot the lolly that much. Episode 1. Nope.
You start having shaky belt flashbacks.
Should have dropped it right there, man.
Just a bunch of shaky flashbacks with Dance in the Vampire Bund. Of how bad it is and there's vampires. Still, anyway. Moving on.
Okay, moving on. Playing the drop.
Hey! Fuck you!
Alright, yes, fuck you indeed. Playing the Devilman drops this time. Because we're getting ever so closer to Baki the Grappler.
We are ever so slightly getting close to losing it all and assaulting someone with a belt.
not pulling steel. Wait. I'll save it. I'll save it for the Baki the Grappler review. All right, JD and Hickey's Manga Manhwa. Check out a segment where each episode we highlight a manga or manhwa or webtoon after reading the first volume or X amount of chapters, however which we decide. Our 18th checkout is over the manhwa available on webtoon called Save Me. This was my choice. I felt like we hadn't done a webtoon or manhwa in quite some time, and
that is true. Well, next one will be a manga as well, so I should look up for more manhwa and manga webtoons to review here.
So this one looked quite interesting. It's a newer one. It came out January 16th, 2019. It spans only 15 chapters plus a prologue. It is a manhwa written by Lico, Lico, from Big Hit Entertainment. He's apparently he or she, not really sure what gender, hardly matters, is much loved in the webtoon community, apparently. If you, I was reading through some of the comments after all the episodes, like the prologue alone was enough where there was just hundreds of thousands of people just clamoring for the next piece of work from this person.
Well, yeah, cool.
So Save Me, summary from Anime Planet. See, Tori, this is how you get a real summary from.
No.
Yeah. 7 boys, best friends. Their fates intertwined through the good times together, but also the tough times. As they have gone their separate ways and suffered greatly as a result. When all is almost lost for these boys, one is given a special chance to go back in time and help his friends fix the mistakes that led them down this path. He'll do anything to save them. But can he? Or is it too late?
This is Groundhog Day, but with a K-pop band.
You know what? I agree.
Just honestly, because he has one day to save them.
April 11th, yes. I believe. Or was it the 10th?
Yes. And I
should have been on April 2nd.
I've read 10 episodes and I was like, you know what, I'm okay. I honestly don't need any more of this.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I went 9 episodes, and I went, I don't think I like this very much. And I kept reading. It wasn't until chapter 12 I got remotely into it. And then, of course, by that time, I'm like, oh, I read through the last 3 chapters, and it was over. I went, oh.
Damn.
That sucks. What a shitty place to end. And I must add that it doesn't end or have a conclusion. It's like a super long beginning to a much larger story. Basically what happens is, it starts out very I want to use the word esoteric, but that might not be the best way to describe it. It shows...
It starts very much like every single Groundhog Day story. Yes.
Well, the prologue is just pictures of all 7 kids, like, dying or killing themselves in some way, such as, like, one guy lights himself on fire, another one, like, falls downstairs, one hangs himself.
Goes into prison, and stuff like that. 2 of them go to prison, actually.
Yes.
I thought it
2
was,
go to prison.
They're showing the same character twice. I was like, oh no, the hair is different. Alright, cool.
So that's another thing. I found it very difficult to distinguish between the characters.
I mean, you can... just 2 of them, I would say. There's 2 of them, the younger ones. Because the only thing that honestly differentiates them, aside from the clothing, is the hair color. The main character I knew because he has the pout lips. But, you know.
Yeah.
Then you have one with the short hair, which is the guy in the gas station. There's another one with a short hair.
Him I was able to recognize. Probably he was the most unique. Then there was the piano character he was the one that lit himself on fire.
Yes.
He had like hair, a bowl cut with hair over his eyes.
Yep.
I was able to distinguish him. But that's only 2 out of the 7. So basically what happens is, yes, it's Groundhog Day at its core. One character is just given the power to repeat this day over and over again, and within this one day, all 6 of his ex-friends have something horrible happen to them, or horrible to themselves that they do. And at some point or another, he runs into them and witnesses their demise or unfortunate circumstance that they find themselves in. Such as the guy who works at the gas station, a rich dude gets in his face, and then he basically beats the shit out of him, and he goes to jail. He's the first one. Then there's another that jumps from a rooftop after getting bullied, so he's got bully issues. So a lot of these kids have some sort of disorder or thing that's mentally harming them that needs to be solved. And throughout these 15 chapters, it's simply just this main character attempting to just prevent prevent their death or unfortunate circumstance. I want to say, what was Final Destination? There we go. That series of movies.
Yeah, God explained it to him.
Right. And then it leaves off with him kind of realizing that just simply saving them in that moment isn't going to be enough. He needs to find the whole root of their issue. And they hint at that in chapter 15, or 12, 13, 14, 15, is he starts to go each chapter to one of his friends. Like one is he's stuck in a hospital for seizures, but he's been locked up there for 2 years, so simply just busting him out won't solve anything. Another one, his father beats him and his sister on a daily basis since he was even a small child, and so he's got to solve that issue. Obviously, one has anger issues, and one suffers from narcolepsy, which was actually kind of funny because he just treats it like it's no big deal. But he still, like, rides a scooter.
Oh, yeah, the guy who... Yeah.
I'm like, why are you giving this kid something to drive when he has narcolepsy?
Is this legal? Should he be able to drive? That doesn't sound very safe. And, like, that was especially, like, after they reveal he has the problem. And then he goes straight up to scooter and was like, around. Dude... Is this a black flag? Is it like they're going to just kill this guy randomly in the street?
Well, there's one chapter where he's on the scooter and he sees our main character in his truck, and I thought one of 2 things was going to happen at the end of this chapter: that he was going to fall asleep and a car's just going to ram into him, or he was just going to take a hard turn and just being stupid and just die that way, not the narcolepsy killing him. But instead, the traffic just cuts him off and he was like, oh, the one time I thought a character was for sure going to die.
Your foreshadowing remind me of a anime movie. I won't say anything. I guess anyone who saw that movie will understand the reference. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw 10 chapters. I think it was honestly enough. The problem is you don't have a lot of stuck in a time loop manga. There's a lot of movies and a lot of anime. But we don't have a lot of manga. Or at least that they're not, adaptations of anime.
Right.
I don't know how to put that. Because I like that story. I like Groundhog Day. It's a very good movie.
I think what was lacking here, especially at the beginning, to really draw us in, Hickey, maybe you felt the same way, is whenever you get those Groundhog Day movies or stories, there's always some sort of character development with your main character that happens, and there's also a series of events that drastically change. They kind of hint at that here. I just don't think it was handled very well.
Oh no, definitely. At some point, I think chapter 5, it was just like, I don't have time to explain. I came back to see you, get in the van. But I'm getting the fucking van.
Yeah.
So they are everyone.
Hey, yeah. I know I've been in America for 2 years, but get in my fucking truck.
Yeah. So they are all inside of the truck, and he's like, "All right, I guess I can save this shit because I'm pretty pissed at repeating this day." And then just he hits a truck. He's like, "But why? Is that because God said no?" It's like, that's cheating. That's cheating. You shouldn't just load them in your truck and try to save them until the rest of the day. That doesn't solve anything. So God just sends a truck to crush them. It's like, okay, sure. It wasn't well handled.
Yeah. And it turns out that this manhwa or webtoon is among the top. It's on a top 20 list of a lot of websites out there, which I found that kind of surprising, considering that now that both of us pretty much agree that it just doesn't start very well and it leaves on a major cliffhanger. It's only 15 chapters and it doesn't seem like the next sets of release are going to come out anytime soon.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I guess let me see. I guess if you're looking to a Groundhog Day story, you can have All You Need Is to Kill as an example. It is a very good light novel and a very good manga.
There you go. Thank you for the recommendation.
I guess there's no weight for the groundhog effect. Because the main character is very calculistic. He knows the problem and he goes to confront the problem right away. He doesn't try to escape himself from the groundhog. Because he already knows that the key is saving his friends, because God said he should make that. It's not like ReZero, where you don't know the cause of what is going on. It's not like All You Need Is to Kill, that the guy knows there's a save point, and he just needs to survive until the checkpoint. It's not like the Endless 8, where you just have, you're just repeating over and over again. It's not like Steins Gate, where you get stuck in a time loop, and everything is so fucked that you need to backtrack way too much. So I guess it's a little simpler of getting him with the key.
Simple's a good way, yeah.
Of getting him the key. The problem is it takes away a lot of the development we could have with him getting desperate. the biggest desperation is the guy with the piano guy. He saves the piano guy. The piano guy's like, "Why did you save me? I wanted to die. Why did you save me?" And that's the biggest confrontation until episode 10. Or chapter 10.
Yeah. Chapter 10, yeah. Or episode, however you want to call it. It is a webtoon or manhwa. So we both don't really recommend this one, unfortunately. I don't know what the big hype is. I think a lot of it just happens to be fans' admiration for Liko. That's what I took away from it.
Yeah, probably. I didn't...
So maybe if more comes out, more will be revealed, but something tells me it won't be.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't saw the comments, but no, it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad story. The premise is good. I just I don't know. I don't think it was well handled.
It just sucks.
Hey man,
Right.
you need to show love for those people who are out there making webtoons. So I usually go easy on them. But you haven't read, so you heard our opinion, and you can give yours. So in your opinion, it sucks.
Exactly.
No, it's not me who's saying that. It's Tori who's saying that.
That's right. I will stamp my name on that, and I will go out with my flag raised, saying I never read it, but this is my opinion, and my opinion matters. Goddamn.
Because you read what? I'm sorry. You heard.
I definitely read.
You heard a very good review on it.
Exactly. For my opinion,
All right.
right there.
Moving on. Next drop.
Real, this is bullshit. Okay, open the door and let's take a swing at the motherfuckers.
Okay. We are moving on to the fall 2019 anime seasonal outlook. Let's get this started. You know what? Let's switch this up a bit. Mentions. Let's do the mentions first. Get that out of the way. My Hero Academia Season 4. I'm watching the shit out of that show. How about you guys?
I just got the confirmation from a very huge fan of My Hero Academia that it actually sucks. So I just want to say, I told you so.
Well, first of all, he's not a huge fan of My Hero Academia. He was a huge fan of My Hero Academia.
It's close enough.
No, I know. I'm sad to hear that apparently the manga is turning to shit.
I told you. I told you.
But that's
go fuck
that's
yourself.
not a part. Fuck you, Hickey. That's not what's going to happen here in season 4. We haven't gotten that far yet.
I'm just
But
happy
chill.
to say, My Hero Academia is bad, and you shouldn't waste your time with that. Thank you.
No, I'm going to waste my time with
Where'd
it.
we leave off in season 3, by the way? Wasn't that with All Might kind of having a big, and he's passing the torch moment? Isn't that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Tori, you watching this with me?
Of course I am.
Okay.
I fucking
Fun.
enjoyed the shit out of season 3 and season 2 for that matter, so I
Me
have
too.
no
I
reason
also
to
enjoyed
not
the
watch
shit
season
out
4. I'll keep watching it until it gets bad, and then I'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
I never
I'm
liked
right
it
there with
anyway.
Yeah. When it gets bad, it's like, no, I didn't watch 75 episodes of Black Clover and drop it.
I actually didn't.
No, I mean,
that's
I was
why
just saying. That's not a specific number that I threw out there. Anyways, Food Wars Season
That's why
4.
I'm
I'm
saying
going to be
that.
watching that.
God damn, JD, you suck so much.
Yeah, I am not watching Food Wars Season 4, as I haven't even seen Food Wars Season 3. Yes, Food Wars is bad.
But there's titties and food porn.
And it's bad!
And Shokugeki no Soma left off on a train, and they were preparing for something that I hope they recap, because I honestly don't remember very much.
They left them on a train, going anywhere.
Dude, why a culinary show spams so much seasons?
Very glad you said the word culinary. Very happy about that. Psychopath Season 3. I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
I
I'm definitely
might
watching
watch
it.
I haven't watched season 2, but Tori said it's not related, but
I don't know if it's not related. I said it's a new group.
yeah, I know. It might be like it will probably have some mentions I would need to know, but since I don't know, they would just probably fly through my head and I won't even be able to recognize it. I don't know. I already have many things to watch, so I guess I'll pass on that one.
You will psychopass on it.
Oh.
Tony, you're
see what you
so
did there.
lucky. I'm not in. You're not in this slap distance from me. God damn.
Tori's getting into my sense of humor territory over here.
No, I just love annoying him.
One day.
I really liked Season 1. Season 2 had something to be desired, but as for new characters, I'm down. New characters, new story area.
I'm even one of those few people who like season 2. I know you can hate on me now.
No, I liked it. I just thought it had it had stuff to be desired. That was it.
Yeah, I thought the same with the first season, but yeah.
Oh well, okay. And then I just put down this here because I'm the Shonen Horror. Radiant Season 2. I am very much undecided on it. Season 1 was very
Undecisive.
hit and miss at times. I'm very indecisive on it, I guess.
I'll probably watch it.
I'm
I
undecided.
don't like the show's virtual signaling from time to time, but yeah, it's okay. I'll probably.
You
watch
won't like shows going forward then.
Also, you know,
We'll see if I have time to watch it.
Full
There
of
we go.
spite from friends, from a few things that happened in the past couple of months. I hope Macron fucking ate a dick and die, but so yeah. Regardless, doesn't matter.
All right. Doesn't matter.
I mean, there's Fairy Gone season 2.
No.
There is Fairy Gone season 2, and I'm watching that, and I hate myself for it.
No, we will not speak of that show.
There's
over.
High Score Girl season 2, which I made you watch season 1 because I've read the manga, but I don't know. I want to watch the show, but something is blocking me. It's just mental issues.
It's the CG. Nah, I did not like High School Girl season 1, so I'm not even gonna bother with season 2.
That's the spirit.
That's right.
There's more.
Shall we get into our picks? I'm very excited.
No one cares about Nanatsu no Taisai. It ended.
All right, cool.
I agree with Tori. It ended.
Moving on.
Says the shonen order. That's how you know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. I think it's because it does when a shonen series does the hard reset with arcs, it really irritates me.
Wait, GD, there's one more, which is worth mentioning.
There?
No, hold on. No.
Do tell.
No. You're gonna
Now
talk
it's not worth
about
mentioning?
No, you're gonna talk about it.
Oh, I am I?
I saw that. I remember. I was
no.
like, oh wait.
Oh no.
Did
you just reveal?
No.
No, we didn't reveal anything.
Yeah.
What are you talking
All right,
about?
Tori. What is your first pick?
Okay.
Blow my mind with this first pick.
My first pick is probably going to be the dark horse of this season. It's going to be so fucking great, you don't even understand. I'm lying. My first pick is Kandagawa Jet Girls. And
Jet Girls.
Yeah,
What is
Kandagawa
this
Jet
show?
Girl. The synopsis on Mal is honestly quite complex, and I don't think everybody's going to get this, but there goes. The project centers on girls who compete in jet ski races. Period.
You don't say.
I know, right? It's quite a shock. So, yeah, it's about girls jet skiing.
Wait, was that the whole summary?
Yes.
Yes! That is everything.
You're kidding me.
No.
This is on Mal.
And
This is
the
on Mal.
studio is Studio TNK.
TNK!
Which
Listen.
did some marvelous things like High School DxD,
All right, Jet Girls.
High School DxD
Hey,
Neo,
my boy!
High School DxD Born, Blade
See?
Dance, High School DxD OVA, Scene
Fantastic.
no Taizai, not to be, confused with the Nanatsu no Taizai. It's the one with Lucifer where she goes around fucking bitches. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Listen,
Oh my
man.
god. Even
Listen,
on
man.
Anime Planet, the project centers on girls who compete in jet ski races.
It made
Listen, man, it's-
Ikitosen as well. And
Listen.
Handmade May. And
Hickey! This is my pick! Shut up!
Sorry, I just realized I really like this studio for some stuff.
I know! Dude, it's also
It is-
directed...
They did cosplay complex.
You were,
Oof.
yeah, go on, Tori. You were saying exactly
It's
what I was
directed
gonna
by
say.
Hirako Kaneko, who directed, among other things, stuff like Seiko the Quasar. So you already know what we're...
Dude.
Valkyrie Drive Mermaid.
Dude.
You know what we're getting into.
Dude.
And you
Why
know
the
what?
why the hell are you here, teacher? That's the better one.
Dude, it's so great.
Yo,
and
this
it's perfectly up my alley as well. Because I like to watch sports anime. But what I like even more than watching sports anime is watching anime about random weird shit. I watched Two-Car. What
I
the
used to
fuck is
watch
Two-Car
Two-Car.
racing? I didn't even know. Now I'm gonna watch
Well,
jet
I
ski
knew
races.
what Two-Car
Because why
was.
not?
Tori, I tried to ask you this during your Vampire Federation show.
Yes.
You're really into the anime titties lately, aren't you?
He
Lately,
always was.
bitch, I got started on anime titties. I watched Cowboy Bebop, and then I watched High School of the Dead.
Straight up. Like, he went from blues to former porn guys making an
Exactly, and I don't even regret it. It was a great decision.
Oh yeah, I agree with you, dude. This is gonna be a masterpiece. This probably will be my first 10 because it's Studio TNK with a guy who made Senko no Quaiza. It's just like they are made for each other, and it's about a shitty sport, dude.
That's right.
I guess Studio TNK is my favorite studio, and I didn't even know it.
I didn't even know them, but now they're my favorite.
They made all the UFO Princess Valkyrie series. What? Oh, wow. All right, cool.
So there you go. I think I already won. Hickey, your turn.
Did I mind me? Oh my god. All right, cool. There's some great picks for future episodes of this podcast. So I guess I'll start with my little isekai. Since I cannot top Tori's pick, there's no way. So I guess we'll go with The Illusions. And the isekai I chose to watch, one of them, is Fall X Love. And the synopsis is also extremely complex. And it reads, high schooler Akutsu Takuma has learned to accept his lonely lot? That doesn't make sense. Hold on. There's a random lot in the middle of the synopsis. Has learned to accept his lonely in life and is content surrounded by his studies. But when the god Odin taps him to save the... Taps him? Who wrote that? To save the world alongside 9 Valkyries filled with intimacy... Takuma.
I sense a theme this season.
Takuma can say goodbye to his solitary existence. So it's a harem show about a guy who was chosen by Odin to fuck 9 Valkyries while saving the world. I just realized I have a PTSD from anime like that because I watched that show with a magical raccoon rapist thing.
Yes.
I forgot the name.
Now you explained it perfectly. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So
who watches this show will know
entertainment.
what it is.
It's Hoods, my boys.
It's Hoods.
Mysterious girlfriend X people.
It's Hoods.
Oh, Quasar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hoods. Hoods is the name of the awesome beer I would be drinking if I wasn't here.
Queen's Blades.
Queen's Blades. One of my favorite series. Is Queen's Blade?
Dude.
Is Queen's Blade already 15-year-old? Just
2013.
Oh god damn.
Can we make an exception?
Yeah.
No, don't worry.
So I guess
it's on my quest. We're gonna talk about it eventually.
Yes. Oh, Queen's Blade is so good. Oh.
Wait.
Kanojo got flagged while
Queen's
we're
Blade
out.
Exiled Virgin is 2009. We're getting closer.
What about
all the good ecchi studios are coming up this season?
Oh yeah. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this to devolve into just blobs of paint and boobs. It's gonna be glorious. Your turn, JD.
All right, I will go. My first pick is Beastars.
Yeah.
It is a show based on a manga that we have covered on the Manga Manhwa. Check out your pick, Hickey,
yes.
and I really enjoyed it. It's about a murder at a school, and everyone is an animal.
Shock.
Yeah, murder.
Yeah,
It's all about the integration of society. It's of wolves and predators and herbivores, and there's a lot of interspecies sex going on with bunny rabbits.
My favorite.
I mean, what? If that's the, you know what? Beastars. I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
Are you though? Have you looked at the visuals?
But I
have not.
Well, it's done by Studio Orange, which means it's CG. But it's the studio who made Hoseki no Kuni, which is very good.
No, I know. The CG isn't the it's not the worst, but it's not Hoseki no Kuni levels of CG.
Oh no, I saw it. But if they integrated the 2D aspect better, I think. Not better, but more intensively, in Beastars, at least from the PVs, as I saw it, because what is interesting about Hoseki no Kuni and Orange way of doing things, one, they don't rush anything, so it took a long time doing Beastars. They invert the logic between CG and 2D, so usually close-ups and some scenes are 2D instead of 3D, which is very good, and they kind of made it a little bit better in Beastars, so I'm okay-ish with not being as good as the CG in Hoseki no Kuni. And I think it's a Netflix show as well, which
it is
very sad.
Yeah. Wait, Beastars is a Netflix show?
It is a Netflix
show. Original.
Oh.
So look forward to watching that. Not this season, but next season.
I'll just have to, I will just have to download it then.
Yar, mate.
No problem. I'm not above stealing it.
That's okay. I think.
Wow, JD.
Since I've read the manga, I'm still reading the manga. I guess I'll wait.
Wow, JD. Now you just made it so that we're never going to get sponsored by Netflix.
Yeah.
Bummer.
My turn?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, I'm not going to go to my isekai yet, which reminds me I'm going to have to change the one that I said because that's not my isekai. But anyways, up next, I'm going to be watching another show, which me and Hickey talked about for a little bit, called Rifle is Beautiful.
Rifle is Beautiful. I've read the manga for this one.
It's by Studio 3 Hertz, directed by Masanori Takahashi. Done some stuff. Totally. Not gonna bother.
Done some stuff. Whatevs.
I'm not gonna bother going through the fucking credits. Sue me. I don't give credits. So anyways, the synopsis on Mal is Kokura Hikari is a first-year high school girl who loves rifle shooting. She enters Chirori High School because it has had a shooting club, but finds that the club has been disbanded. Ever watched that anime before? She had only one day to find enough members to reform the club, but luckily was able to find 3 other first-year girls who she had met at a competition in middle school.
Wow.
This begins the daily activities of Chidori High Shooting Club. So
what an original premise.
I know, right? I mean, it kind of is. Remember when I said that I like silly... Yeah?
Kind of...
Remember when I said that I like silly sports shows? There's another one.
No, I mean, doesn't Norway has a very good shooting team in winter sports?
Yes, biathlon. But we also have just have general target shooters and whatnot, which are really good as well.
That's
so
not that random. That was for you.
I'm Norwegian. There's shooting competitions. I need to watch this by my countrymen's honor.
Did you realize the confusion in Tori's voice? He couldn't say anything. He was thinking. He was like, "This is weird, but not for you." Fuck you.
Listen. No, what I said was I like weird sports shows. This is not the sort of shit that you expect. It's just like, yeah, sure, target practice, of course, my favorite. My favorite sport.
My favorite winter Olympics event. Come to life in anime girl form.
Exactly.
Girls with rifles and it's not a party.
Dude, just replace these rifles with an archery bow and you have the same fucking show.
Yes.
Listen, replace this with any club show and you have the same show. But that's not the point.
Yes.
JD.
I wonder how close it is I wonder if it's gonna be any close to that badminton one where it's like the terrible mother and no, it's probably not gonna be like that.
This is gonna be more
I've
moe
read the
than
manga and
it's
it's
gonna be more moe.
Extremely normal.
Damn.
I just want to point out that the tags on Anime Planet go in the order of sports, guns, school life. I don't know if that's I don't know.
Here now, it's slice of life comedy school. But okay.
By profiling shooters, I don't think they make a lot of sports.
It's considered a sport. It's close enough.
Shooting your classmates.
So we have
the best sport.
So Tori's first 2 picks are jet ski titties and now girl moe titties with guns.
Excuse me. Yeah, there. Thank you.
I don't think they have boobs. Most of them.
No, they probably don't, but they do have guns.
I'm sure they'll make fun of like one girl's flat and then the other's well endowed and the other's just
JD.
right.
I think it makes fun of the girl with the big boobs because it's not good for
Of course
shooting.
it does.
What are you talking about? She's got natural cushions there.
Gets
Yeah,
in the way. I guess. I hope so. I don't know. I don't shoot a lot of guns. There's,
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think that's true.
But
What do I know? I'm not a world champion.
So I guess it's okay.
Tori, you're Norwegian. You're a natural shooter on snow.
Don't just
No,
just
people told me I should be a natural skier because I'm from Norway, but I can't ski to save my fucking life.
Yeah, that's why you need a gun in your hand, and all of a sudden you will.
No, I have Italian blood in me, like 0.01% Italian blood, and that fucks
Your last
up my.
name's Italian. How are you
I know.
0.1?
I just love
Because it's like fucking, it's multi-generational. I don't even know when I'm from Italy. I don't even know where it
I have
happened.
Italian
I suppose
blood.
my last name is more
I
British,
have
but I have
Italian
like, all
blood on
German
me.
blood
Every
anyways.
time I play a team sport, I just give up and change teams.
Yeah.
You can't give me a fucking. You can't give me a rifle because it's a competition. It's a solo competition. If I give up and turn teams, I'm just gonna shoot myself.
Solves a lot of my issues. Okay, let's move on before this gets too dark.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll leave the boat girls for last because I think that's gonna be a little long. I broke my rule of only choosing instead of only choosing new shows and avoiding continuations. Chihayafuru season 3 is coming out, and I cannot stress this enough. Please watch Chihayafuru. It is extremely good for a show about people slamming tatami mats to get cards.
Yeah, man.
It is everything is good, honestly. The music, the animation, the story. We left off a long fucking time ago. In season 2, where our main girl Chihaya, she realizes her rivals are in a nexus stage, like 2-3 stages above her. She cannot even compete near to them, and it's a very depressing moment. So this is the uplift moment of every single sport shonen kind of anime or story, and I'm very excited to do it. So
Except this isn't shonen at all.
Watch Chihayafuru. It is great. It is worth it. And man, this season 3 will be good.
Yeah,
so
I was season 1 and season 2 of Chihayafuru. I originally watched it for, I thought this was supposed to come out like last season, and then they were like
last season, like 2 years ago.
No, it was originally yes, but then it was pushed back, and it was like it's coming out next, and it was coming out last season, and literally like a couple of weeks before the season started, they were like, we're pushing it back another season. So hopefully it's actually going to come out this season. They're not going to do that again and be like, actually though, we need it. Oh yeah, well, I hopefully there won't be any production issues. Which would be really bad because this show honestly is one that doesn't deserve them. Guys, we forgot to start working on the show.
Yeah, please. No, we don't need the anime version of Anthem.
It's gonna be another in blue. Don't worry, guys. It comes out in 20 years. I promise. All right,
JD, your time.
All right, my time is now. Blade of the Immortal is my second pick. One of my favorite mangas I've ever read. This is in the realm of 7 Seeds, unfortunately.
Don't say that.
I hope it doesn't go this. Hey,
don't say that.
I loved 7 Seeds. I was all excited for the anime, and then the anime made me go.
I like Blade of Immortal, so don't say that.
Yeah, I do too.
Don't say that.
It's about a girl who witnesses both her parents get brutally murdered and raped in front of her, and then she wants revenge. It just so happens she runs into the swordsman who has worms in him that keeps him from dying, and pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So, girl and worm guy over there, they start traversing the mountainside to go after this group that did that horrid deed. Kind of sounds like Lady Snowblood, doesn't it, a little bit?
Yep.
It does.
Now that I say it out
It
loud.
does, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I finished
But with an
Lady
immortal
Snowblood, by the way.
guy.
But with an immortal guy this time. Instead of lots of sexual assassination type stuff. Anyways. They go to countries. They go across Japan.
No way.
Try to kill these dudes. I'm looking forward to the story. Hopefully, it doesn't go the route of Seven Seeds.
It's not made by Gonzo, right?
No, by Leiden Films.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a.
I mean,
it's a less
wait a
wholesome
Leiden Films.
samurai
Leiden Films
show.
isn't the greatest either, but it's not Gonzo.
Yeah.
Why is that bringing up a bad taste in the back of my throat?
Oh,
Why?
you'll see. Why
Um.
don't you take a look at them?
Well,
I forgot about please show me your panties with a disgusted look in your face, Stu.
Yeah, listen, Hickey, I also forgot about that. I remember looking at that and I'm like, I'm totally watching that, and I still haven't seen the first season.
I suppose it could be something like Schwarzesmarken, but not.
I hope not, because
maybe it's like Arslan Senki instead.
manga is very,
Like
very
Arslan
good.
Senki.
All right.
Yes.
So,
Watch Blade of the Immortal. I'm excited.
so originally, I was going to talk about Hokago Saikoro Club, but
Very
we switched that to Isekai.
Sounds like a dumb club show like the other two.
Absolutely. My favorite. But since we decided to switch it up with Isekai, it's time for me to present my Isekai show that I'm going to be watching.
I hate
And
you.
it's called...
Sorry,
Shinch.
preemptive hate.
It's called Shinsho Yusha Kono Yusha ga ore tue kuse ni shinsho sugiru. AKA, this hero is invincible, but too cautious. It's produced by White Fox, Re Zero and
hey,
whatnot.
I have something else written down on the agenda here. What is this curveball you're throwing me?
I literally just explained it before I started talking about this show, JD. We were talking about our isekais.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
This hero is what?
This hero is invincible, but too cautious.
This hero isn't... I can't
By
even find this fucking show.
By Studio White Fox, directed by Masayuki Sakoi. And, yeah. So, the synopsis from Mal goes up like this. Goddess Listarte, the savior of the super hard mode world. Oh, Jesus. Gerbrunde summons a hero to her aid. The hero Seiya Ryuguin, fucking these names. Seiya Ryuguin holds
Finally
the
found this thing.
cheat rank status, but he is ridiculously cautious. For instance, he would buy 3 sets of armor, one to wear, a spare, and a spare for the spare. Beyond keeping an absurd amount of items stocked, he remains in his room for muscle training till he reaches the max level and fights slimes at full power just to stay on the safe side.
I was going to ignore this show, but it's made by White Fox. Oh.
It is made by White Fox. Honestly,
Gerbrunde.
Why?
Seiya Ryuguin.
I just went through this, JD. Yes, the names are absolutely horrible.
Guuin.
The names are something else. Honestly, part of me thinks that this could be a decent, isekai comedy.
No.
If they play their cards right.
No.
Yes.
No.
But,
No way.
I guess we'll wait to see. Again, White Fox did research. I know they can do good stuff if they want to. They just need to want to. And hopefully they want to. Please.
Director of
Why-
Needless, I see.
Yeah.
Why White
Great
Fox is
guy.
doing this?
Also, Myth and Royd is doing the theme song performance. Hopefully OP or AD.
Why? Why the
did
Japanese?
Gun Gale
Why the
Online.
Japanese name has Tui in the fucking title? What Tui means?
It means nothing. No.
This hero is invincible. That's all I'm gonna write.
But he's too cautious, JD. That's important.
Don't care about how cautious he is.
It's important to the plot, probably.
He's invincible. Why is he fucking busy being cautious? He's invincible. Who cares?
Because he's a fucking pussy.
This hero is invincible, but he's a pussy? Is that the real title?
Yes.
Alright, as long as you say so.
He's afraid that if he doesn't fucking use all his power on even a tiny little level 1 slime, it might not die and it will stab him in the back.
Well, he needs to at least bang some pussy in this anime, or it's a failure in my book.
Oh, he won't.
He won't.
He'll be way too scared of that.
He needs to get some isekai strange.
He will be way too cautious about the growth.
I need you to fill out this form and
Why?
Take this blood test.
he's too afraid
of getting invincible, but I've got to be real cautious about this pussy right here.
You need to get tested. I don't want any STDs here.
He's too afraid of getting Michu.
If you get an STD in the isekai world, is your STD isekai'd into you?
I mean,
yes.
We can wait next.
Hickey.
Like we can wait. You can wait 2 weeks. When we reveal the manga about reviewing prostitutes, and you have
yes.
Alright, Hickey, your last pick.
Right, my last pick. Quickly, it's Azur Lane.
Really?
For 2 things. One, 3 things, but I won't talk about the game that much. It's a mobile game. I play with. Usually myself is a mobile game, but there are few friends that play as well, namely Ayu and Mad Gunner. Very vocal about the game, and I honestly really like history, and this show is about alternate history with Moe girls, which reminds me of a show, 2 shows. Of course, you have Kantai Collection, which is also about ship girls, but that one is more about the aliens and fighting the aliens. This one has ship girl and ship girl combat, which is very interesting to see. And Strike Witches.
With your accent, it really sounded like shit girl and shit girl combat.
That is a porn.
Basically.
We don't talk about that one porn here.
Nice one. You got me with that one.
I'm a big fan of a guy called Homikame Shimada, and he started all the mecha girl kind of thing with Strike Witches. Well, there's one before Strike Witches, but we don't talk about that one.
We don't talk about Strike Witches.
It's not Strike Witches. It's kind of like Strike Witches, but in the future, and most of them are
We do not talk about Strike Witches.
He also have the Frame Arms Girl, a very successful line of figures. So yeah, look forward to it. It's alternate history. The synopsis is simple, I guess I can take from what I played in the game. And hold on. It's an alternate World War II scenario where there's those sirens, which are, alien girls, I guess, appeared and are just destroying everything in the ocean. So the humans kind of come up with a technology to create super soldiers. The ship girls, whatever you want to call them. They have a name, I don't remember. I just call them ship girls. What happens is, then they create the Azur Lane, which is a coalition of various countries to combat those aliens called sirens. And then you have one of those countries is Iron Blood, which is Germany. Germany has a very inferior navy, which is actually true in World War II. So what they do is they go out of the coalition, get together with the aliens to get the alien technology and kind of vamp up the soldiers they have. Then they are followed by Japan and Italy and start the Crisamaxes. Then they attack the Azur Lane. And that's basically the story. It's World War II alternate history, but with ship girls and aliens. Gonna be very, very
Perfect.
fun. Saw the PVs. The frame rate is not equal in every part. They they saved in slice of life moments to spend in combat. Not a lot of CG in the combats, so which means I'm happy about it. So yeah, looking forward to it. And then, I want to talk about my interactions with the game and how I just vomit a bunch of history anytime a ship grows added to the game. That's something I might do all the time. Right now we are short in time, so let's keep rolling. Very fun. I think it's better than Konkole. Will probably be better than Konkole. So worth watching.
Probably.
All right, guys. It's time. I have defaulted my third pick, so as to not just go with a shonen sequel. You two have picked an isekai show for me to watch. Is that my understanding? Am I correct on this?
Yes. And
I must watch this and report back to you guys.
I might
each podcast.
add, we are generous gods. Because there's some shitty isekai out there, like Vox Love, but that one I chose to myself.
Hickey jumped on a bullet for you. Yeah.
And we decided to choose something, since you would probably whine a lot. We decided to choose something that was mildly, and then next season, because there's gonna be the double amount of isekai, we choose the shittiest one possible. For example, we could have picked Watashi no ryoku wa heikichi dete itai yo ne. Or I told you to make my abilities normal in the other world, which is literally a girl dying, meeting God, and going to another world saying, "Look, I just want to be a villager," becoming fucking awesome, and then she's just a moe girl with a party of moe girls, and she's OP. Doesn't sound that good.
Sounds kind of like the cell phone show.
And it's made by Project Number 9.
But we're not here to talk about what shows he could have gotten. We're here to talk about what he got. So instead, what we did was we picked a show by a studio called Studio Engi.
I don't like it already. Never heard of the studio.
Yeah, that's because they've done nothing. Oh. It's going to be directed by Kazuya Miura, who has done some stuff, like Dramatical Murder, yaoi stuff.
Yaoi stuff, okay.
Yep.
So, dem titties, I guess.
Well, I don't know about that. Unless, of course, you like man titties.
No.
But there is going to be man titties. Don't you worry about that. The show, actually, Hickey, who made this? Who made the original manga?
The original manga is... Let me just open the actual manga, because I know who made the story, but he didn't make the art.
Well, yeah, I actually...
But I think the guy who made the art is also kind of famous. I shouldn't be saying that, because I'm pretty sure he's quite famous.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's the guy who made Baka to Test. The guys behind Baka to Test. So you have the art style. The front door of my apartment is stuck. That's what I'm reading in the background. You have the guys who made the art from Baka to Test and the author of Konosuba.
Oh.
Two very good shows.
Yeah.
Baka to Test is...
I'm less worried now.
Extremely good, and Konosuba up to volume 10, 11 of the light novel is quite good. Then if you have 12, 10, I think 10 is the little sister thing. So
alright guys, what the fuck is the name of the show?
The show is called Hatage Kemonomichi.
Hatage Kemonomichi.
Hataage. Kemonomichi.
Okay.
And the synopsis goes: Professional wrestler.
Rise up Animal Road. Professional wrestler Genzo Shibata was preparing for his next match.
Outrage one stuck my door, so I'll be back.
When suddenly he was summoned into another world. No, I didn't see that coming. He's asked to defeat the magical beasts that roam the land. But as an avid animal lover, Genzo would rather help these creatures. Oh, that's nice of him. So after a short stint as a hunter... What? Wait, what? The man opens the Kemono Michi pet shop. What the fuck am I don't like this anymore. Along with his part animal employees, he hopes to adopt out rare beasts and foster a pet culture in his new home. Oh no.
Listen.
I thought he was going to have to, fight the animals with wrestling moves.
No. He doesn't fight. I'm actually annoyed. I'm annoyed that didn't keep in the part. I'm annoyed, JD. That didn't keep in the part where he suplexes the fucking princess of the country.
True.
Oh. Okay. Okay, fine. Well, synopsis. Professional wrestler and animal lover Shibata Genzo is suddenly summoned to another world.
I've read the manga, and that is the best part so far. So I guess they didn't want you to make the reveal.
Greeted by a princess, she requests to get rid of the evil beast roaming in this world. Outraged that he was asked to kill monsters, Genzo German suplexes the princess. Okay. Unable to get back to Earth, he decides to live a peaceful... What? Wait, that skips over a lot.
Yeah?
Yep.
So
JD, it's a slice of life about a pet shop in another world. That is basically the show.
A wrestler
so it's not a
opens
it's not
a pet
bad
shop
isekai.
in another world.
There's not much room for failed isekai, since it's honestly just a slice of life with a pro
the
wrestling.
Show better be only 12 episodes. Maybe it'll be 10 episodes and really make me happy.
It's produced by a new studio. It's definitely not going to be more than 12.
Oh, I sure hope so.
13, I guess.
If this turns out to be 24 episodes, I might hurt you.
I honestly hope you come back and you're like, guys, I enjoyed this show.
Rise Up Animal Road.
I cannot wait for next season isekai. Just come smartphone.
This show is so funny. Uh-huh.
I will go into it with an open mind. I won't.
He won't. I know, JD, he won't.
I can't. This is gonna...
He's already decided he doesn't like it.
It's about a dude running a pet shop.
A pro wrestling running a monster pet shop in another world.
Listen, JD, we had to do this to you. There was no way we couldn't have you not watch the show about the wrestler being isekai'd.
I suppose you're right. I suppose it was my ume, my destiny, my shiksal.
There's worse isekai that season as well, so be grateful.
Oh yeah, we were debating another show as well, and that was.
I was very worried you guys were gonna make me watch Sword Art Online.
Oh no.
You guys don't hate me that much.
No, because
I'm gonna watch Sword Art Online, but you don't need to.
I'll be watching all the 24 episodes of Sword Art Online, Alicization War of the Underworld. But
not the War of Underworld.
Oh, that is true. Slash. No. Yeah, doesn't matter.
War of Underworld.
I mean,
War of Underwear.
Remember, JD, next season will be worse. So, be prepared.
Ooh.
Wait, are you talking about Winter 2020?
Yes. Although I don't think there's any isekai.
Why, is Winter 2020 awful or something?
We're not talking about Winter 2020.
Actually, not really. So far, not really. There's even a Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica spin-off coming out.
Oh.
There is.
I mean, there's a show from the studio Geek Toys named Plunderer.
Yep.
Anyways,
there's
a tease for 2020.
There's a show about rugby with a bunch of
another one.
No,
number 24.
I watched the show with rugby. It was horrid.
Number 24.
Cabbage was terrible.
Number 24 in Brazil is kind of the number of faggotry.
Hickey, you're skipping ahead.
I know,
we're not at 2020 yet.
I'm excited about Winter 2020 because the
Won't do it.
Monster Grow Prostitute Reviewers is coming up.
All right. So,
play the drop.
Done then? Yeah, play the drop.
All right. I feel like I have to play the Saikano drop, of all things.
Yeah, my favorite.
Chise is cute, but slow. She's little, timid, and on top of that, really clumsy.
Yeah. A failure of a show, that Saikano.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
Shut up, Hickey.
No.
Now, if memory serves, when Brains, Mr. Trash Panda over there, fellow anime radical, was last on the podcast, I believe he mentioned Grappler Baki. Baki the Grappler, if you will, otherwise known as. And we added it onto the list, or I added it on the list, and it's been on my watch list for ages. I've heard good things.
Mine too, for the same reason.
So we all watched this Grappler Baki by Studio TAC. TAC. Now, does that sound familiar? Well, it certainly should. We've done 2 shows from the studio. Touch, highly acclaimed from all of us. Night on the Galactic Railroad, that was guested by another fellow anime radical, Yata.
Yep. Also very good. Won't show
Also
that to my kids,
acclaimed.
but very good.
You
Well,
should.
I mean, you should. So, good there. And then we get into the director of this Grappler Baki, Hitoshi Nanba, known for Aim for the Ace 2 and Golden Kamuy. So, he's been in the industry for at least a couple days. The show released in winter 2001. It spans 24 episodes, and as I found out, has multiple sequels. Not just the Netflix show. I thought that was the sequel. No! There is another, 24 episodes after this one. A season. There was, yeah. I found that out after I finished watching the show. Anyways, based on the 42-volume manga that ran from 1991 to 1999, I believe this anime only covers the first 3 arcs. If you can even call them arcs.
I mean, sure.
Sure.
At least you could call them 2 arcs.
Summary from my anime list, because Anime Planet doesn't have a summary for the show.
Ha!
I almost applaud them for that. So, Baki Hanma is a young fighter who yearns to follow in in the footsteps of his father, Yujiro, and become the strongest fighter in the world. Through that, he trains tirelessly and fights constantly to hone his skills and develop his body to achieve these goals. Many intense battles lay ahead of Baki as he goes about his quest to be the best and ultimately take the title of quote-unquote king from his father. Now, this synopsis doesn't mention a few things. The fact that almost none of this is true in how the show presents anything in the show. Baki is indeed young. I guess that's true. He's 13. Does he yearn to follow in the footsteps of his father? No, he's forced.
He does look up to his father
50-50.
at first.
You think it's 50-50? I think he's mercilessly, mentally beaten down by his mother.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, she plays the mental child abuse on him.
I'll agree with that.
Kinda.
I'll agree
But,
with that.
I mean,
But I still
she
think
does
it's
manipulate
50-50.
him. Yeah, she does manipulate, but I mean, like the show presents, he does originally want to, become his dad, essentially, until he finally meets his dad, and he's like, damn, that dude's like...
This guy's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
And
I respect people I fight, and this man is just like, I can murder people, and no one can do anything about it.
Well, wait, hold the phone there.
He's trying to kill me and my newly acquired bromance with this 15-year-old the size of a building. That's
So,
cool.
There is at one point in the show that Baki he mentions one thing of his past before he was 13, and that was Yujiro, his dad, good old Big Daddy here, Big Daddy over here, Big Daddy cool, when he was 5, he forced his son to fight him one-on-one and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
So, is that how we're the viewers supposed to take his yearning to follow in his father's footsteps to be as strong as him? Because he got the shit kicked out of him child abuse style when he was young?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like any Japanese boy.
All right, as long as we're all on the same page.
Jesus, Icky.
What?
I'm gonna teach you how to become a respectable man by beating the ever-living shit out of you.
I mean, that is my childhood as well.
Whoa!
Oh,
What?
All right.
a lot of reveals here in this
My
podcast.
grandmother was from the countryside. If I did anything bad, she would just beat the shit out of me.
Damn.
I missed her, honestly. Anyway. What?
All right.
She died, man.
So-
I mostly miss her.
I love how you laugh when you say that.
Well, I mean,
So
it's funny still, I guess.
Okay.
I'm a good man
I don't
because
think
of that.
getting the shit kicked out of you as a child is very funny.
Well, look at me. I'm successful. Of course, I watch anime, but I'm still successful.
I am successful despite
because
my
I watch
setbacks.
anime. No, I am successful despite my horrid anime addiction.
JD, you know it. Anyway,
I'm right there with you.
Baki getting beat up the shit out of him.
Yeah. So he gets the physical child abuse from his dad, if he's there. And he gets the mental child abuse from his mother, if she's there. Because he lives alone in the hood,
That's one does.
as one does when you're 13. Stalked by a juvenile, a juvenile director cop. What's his title?
I think
I
just a
don't
cop.
fucking remember.
Juvenile
G-son.
director cop.
G-son,
Whatever.
yes, that's it.
The-
That's
G-son who won't pick his butts up the
the
butts
father
up from the ground.
figure Yujiro wasn't.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm pretty sure Cop doesn't beat his kids and try to kill them. But anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't have any.
So, the mother has a strange kind of masochistic obsession with Yujiro,
Oh, I love it.
which we find out later. It's like the most interesting part of the show,
she
actually.
has a rape fetish. Oh, I love that scene.
She has quite a few fetishes, and it all involves Yujiro treating her like shit.
And trading
So-
other men like shit.
In order to gain Yujiro's, I guess, affection, because Yujiro, for we don't know any reason why he wants to have a son to train to, I guess, dethrone him? I guess?
No. He just wants the strongest fighters. He wants to face the strongest fighters. Therefore, he thinks the only thing that can match up to him is,
Himself.
his own child. Therefore,
Okay,
it's
so
like,
he doesn't care if if the son beats him or not.
hell, dude, he wanted to kill Baki.
Well, I know that, but wasn't that because he deemed him a failure at 13?
No, he got
You're
it. He
not
got
as
enough.
strong as me, the best in the world at 13.
He never expected him
Failure.
to be as strong as him. He said he thought he was a failure. He said, to Baki's mother, he thought he was a failure. But then when he finally got to fight him, he said it was satisfied. He'd gotten enough out of him, but he didn't need him anymore.
Oh. I get... Okay.
It's
Whatever.
complicated. JD, it's Baki. It's not good.
Family matters, you know how it is.
It wasn't good.
Just a normal Tuesday in the Baki Hanma family household, in which everyone lives separately from each other. Anyways, so he trains mercilessly via his mother forcing him to do it. Then one day he has a mental breakdown and breaks everything, and he goes out into the forest to meet one of his father's friends, who's actually a really nice guy.
Shock.
Really big guy as well.
Really big dude. He eats a lot of meat.
Ando.
Bear meat. Bear sashimi.
Anderson. Every
Dude,
time
that was such a
Baki's so fucked up in the head. Every single time he found a friendly, he became a fucking little bitch.
Dude, that was so weird, right? Because he's such a cunt. Like, he's such an asshole whenever you see him. And then he just decides, I'm going to the mountains. And it's like, what's it about Ando? And it's like, Ando-san! I'm like, were you?
Especially, like, after he beats...
Yeah, a complete
after
change in
he
personality.
finds Hanayama-san, which is the
Yeah.
15-year-old, every single time they see each other, it starts like this slow romance music playing, and then Baki just goes around screaming Hanayama-san. It's like, what the
Yeah, no, but I mean, see, that at least that makes not the romance, but at least that makes somewhat sense because he wanted to kick this dude's ass, and then they fought, and it's like, you know what? You're not that bad. I like you, and he's like, yeah, same. And then his dad shows up, and it's like, Respect, please. Let me fucking break him.
I'm gonna break your fucking kneecaps. Yeah, but like that's every single fight Baki has.
Yeah.
It's like I respect you as a fighter. Doesn't matter if you are
Even the fucking mercenary.
Yeah. The mercenary doesn't make any sense. It's like he's saying each one of his names while they eat in a campfire, saying, "I will never forget this experience." It's like, well, what? But we will get there. Doesn't matter if you are a 15-year-old the size of a building, a split personality of a weak guy, or a fucking mutated Yeti monkey. Baki will fight you.
So we gotta talk about the monkey part.
Oh my god.
We gotta talk about the monkey part. So
no, before that.
Baki.
Well, I mean, yeah. First, yeah.
Okay,
no,
so,
because I was thinking about the death
Baki
instinct,
is
but that's after the first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Baki, for this first arc, the monkey arc, we'll call it.
The monkey.
He's 13 and he's a cunt.
Yashazaru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I like that word, Hickey, that you used to describe Baki, because he is. He's a cunt. I hate him. He's a hard character. How are you supposed to feel sorry for this dude when he just treats everyone like shit, and he just wants to fight all the time and be an asshole?
Yeah, like...
he doesn't treat everyone like shit, though, is the thing, but you're not supposed... the only thing I can think of is that you're not at all supposed to feel sorry for him.
I guess so. I mean,
here's the thing.
A problem. Yeah, it's a problem with the introduction. Because, like, you introduce to this character going to fight 100 dudes, and they kind of explain, like...
Losing?
He's...
What a loser. What a loser. He only defeated, like, 30 of them. Yeah. And they only pulled, like... Only a couple of them pulled steel on him.
Yeah, and
thought the show had some promise when they started pulling steel.
And it's like, he needs to be the strongest guy because of that, and you see, like, all that operation behind. And you think he'll fight and kind of lose and be, like, this quiet guy, kind of focused on the goal of being the strongest, right? Because that's what it will be. First thing he says, "Come on, you fucking cunts. Everyone tries to get me." And like, oh no. That's not a good personality for a main character.
No, not at all. So he gets the shit kicked out of him. He has like some epiphany that he has to go to the mountains to train. His mother kisses him before that when they meet.
Yeah.
Which is really weird, like very sexually, tongue and all. I was like, that's very uncomfortable. She's missing something from the father, and she sees something in the son. Oh, this is weird.
Nope.
I'm not comfortable here.
Not at all.
Yeah. So he goes to the mountains, meets Ando-san, Mr. Nice Guy. Ando then goes, "Do you know what lives out here?" No.
Well, let me tell you.
Let me tell you what's out here. And
it's this.
Goes on.
What lives here is the least balanced power level shit in the shonen I have seen in my entire life.
Yashasaru.
Where a mutated Yeti monk is weaker than a 15-year-old guy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A Yeti.
It's kind of what it shows. It's this ancient Yeti monkey. Ando tells a story that how there used to be 4 in existence or some shit on the mountain, and Yujiro, being dad of the year over there, killed one of them, an endangered species, because he can. Took its head back. He took his head with him.
He killed a polar bear before.
Yeah.
His biggest feature is not killing the fucking mutated ancient Yeti. It's killing a polar bear.
Dude, those polar bears, especially the ones that are left-handed, you don't know. You don't know.
True.
Okay, so the rest of the arc is Baki training in the most preposterous ways to defeat this super monkey.
Gotta get those endorphins.
Okay. Hold on. I got before we get to the whole mental power that it
everything's a mental
tries
power.
To prevent. Yeah,
there's not much about like physical power. Most of the power ups are just mental. It's just mental images.
Baki the genius over here. Baki the genius and the patience of Buddha goes, "Oh, this deadly super monkey's out here. I gotta go fight him. Because reasons.
My dad
I'll never
did
reach
it.
my dad. My dad did it." Ando's like, "You are gonna die. Don't do it."
Ando's like, "All right, so but please take this huge
Take this axe. No,
extreme.
I must do it barehanded.
I know the best adult in the block. It's like, I'm gonna fight this mutated, super duper extreme awesome Yeti. Don't do that. No, I'm gonna do that because my father did it. Alright, but please, take this axe with you. It's like, dude,
So Baki proceeds.
Baki out. It's not like
So
he's...
this is...
Oh.
I did kind of laugh at this part. Baki is hanging out outside the monkey's cave with a full bench workout set, weights and all, and he's just lifting away in the forest in front of a cave, waiting for the monkey to get there. And he's just working out. He's like, yeah, pumping some iron.
He's flexing
my
to see if the
13-year-old
monkey
muscles.
gets
He's
pissed.
flexing, yeah. Come on. Monkey shows up, just tears the barbell in half, just squeezes it real hard. Baki proceeds to get the shit kicked out of him. As expected, I'm going, good! You were told this was gonna happen.
Ando shows up with a gun. No, with the axe first.
Shows up with an axe, and Ando gets the shit kicked out of him. Baki throws fire at the monkey, and he runs away, and then he takes Ando back, and Ando gets bullets and lights himself on fire using the gunpowder, and then calls an emergency helicopter. Baki Baki again, being a smart teenager, doesn't take this as a sign that, all right, maybe I need to train more. No, he's just like, I gotta eat food.
Maybe messing with the mutated Yashazaru Yeti thing is not the best idea right now because I'm 13.
But it was
13 and weak. But no, he's just like, I gotta eat more bear meat.
Hell yeah.
And this is when, now Tori, you can take this away. Because this is when we start learning about endorphins and dopamine and all this bullshit.
Yeah. So, you know, endorphins and dopamine and shit, it does stuff to your brain. It's your reward center. It can do incredible stuff. It can make you do feats of incredible strength. It can turn pain to pleasure. It can do all of this. What does that have to do? What does that have to relate to fighting? Well, every good fighter needs this. They need to no longer feel pain, just pleasure. So serious fucking workout. They need to have a near-death experience.
Jumping off a cliff.
Yeah, so Baki throws himself off a cliff at first, and just like, watches his life flash before his eyes, then his brain just lights up, and he's like, and now everything is in slow motion.
He's like, at the first slam, he should be dead.
Yeah, never you mind that he went like spine first into a sharp rock mountainside, and then he's just totally fine.
You've seen it. You've seen his build. He can take him.
Sure.
13-year-olds recover fast, let me tell you.
It's like little kittens. Oh, yeah, no, it's just absolute. Like, I mean,
it's absurd.
It is. Like, I understand. I do understand that there is a level of adrenaline and a level of endorphins needed for fighters. But, I mean, this is like, endorphins, the joke I make is just like, what's the secret to literally any power-up ever? Endorphins. Because that becomes the crutch of every situation since. It's like, what's your skill? Endorphins. Yeah, more endorphins. Better endorphins.
Well, it's just just like some other brain chemical that they feel like naming. It goes, what's the cool thing in 2001? We've done brain stuff. Dopamine. Endorphins.
Yeah, like
adrenaline.
This is a huge problem you start seeing with Baki at the beginning. Although Yujiro is literally the demon. He doesn't
have endorphins. Literally, he has a fucking demon on his back.
He has a muscle pattern that makes it look like a demon's on his back. Yeah, ooh. Yeah. Damn, that dude's bad
conservation
news.
Of energy? Yujiro doesn't give a shit about that. He jumps from a fucking helicopter with a rope and stops himself in the air. Like, conservation of energy and transformation of energy from, kinetic to any other type. fuck it. He doesn't give a shit.
Kinetic and potential energy? Nah.
No, yeah, he doesn't have that.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Nobody cares. This man can punch the earth to stop an earthquake.
The problem is
he doesn't give a shit about your energy.
Tori, you are getting way ahead of yourself here.
I know, but it has to be said.
Right now, the show is totally grounded.
Yeah, when he comes...
yeah! Grounded.
You just don't. Oh, it's going to get even more grounded.
Yeah, just like Baki after his father with his daddy issues. Anyway, the problem with the other characters that are not Yujiro is the fact the show tries to make them as human as possible, especially with the power-ups. So Yujiro is a demon. Fuck that guy. The other people are humans. And Baki being the main character and the kind of the main opposition from Yujiro, which is a demon, he's the ultimate human. Which means all his power-ups are limited to human possibility.
Quote unquote.
Yeah. The problem is that it's absurd. At some points it gets absurd. Like right now it's like, oh, if I have a death moment, if I'm near death, I'll suddenly make like learn this awesome technique to avoid things and be well. And that's what he does.
But Hickey, all good fighters needs to have a near-death experience.
At that point, it's okay. The problem is that and the power escalation. Because the power escalation doesn't make any fucking sense. And then when he finished fighting the Yashazaru, he goes fight a 15-year-old guy, which is stronger than a mutated Yeti. And the near-death scenario thing, ability he learned, doesn't help at all.
Yeah, no. Like, this is a
big
problem. This is a big problem of Baki, though.
When we go to later episodes, his power-up is a mental image. I am fighting like a retard. Oh, I need to fight like a fighter. And then he start fighting better because of that. Oh no, I need to fight like a soldier. And he start fighting better because of that. It's
not even just that. It's like everything this show does. When he goes to any new fight, it just completely undercuts anything that's happened. It's like, he needs to fight this thing to get stronger. But it literally doesn't matter, because none of what he's learned will ever apply to another fight again.
Yeah, you learned that pretty quick.
Yeah. The power balance
What
is so
really
bad.
bothered me the most in this show, and this is when I was thinking about really dropping it. But I stuck in it for you guys. I stuck through it. You, the listeners. You, Tori. I did it for you, too.
Me?
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll get something to it. Yeah, it was a pleasure being in this podcast. Fuck you, JD. Goodbye. No.
Well, I had to convince you, Hickey, to finish the show. You were going to drop it at like 21.
Episode 21 is really bad, but we will get there.
So, Baki's a cunt. He fights the super monkey. He beats the super monkey. Then he has this epiphany that he's no longer a cunt. He's seen the error of his ways because the monkey has human emotions or some shit. He has a
gave
culture.
Him his tooth, JD.
So now he feels bad. He's like, my father killed your wife. Here's the skull. And the monkey just goes, all right, puts it on the skeleton. Here's my tooth. Oh, I'm a changed man! Feel for me, audience. I'm so good now. He's a good person. He goes from a character I hate, and there's a reason to hate him, but because he fought and almost murdered this ancient beast, just like his dick father, he's a nice guy now. I feel good for this guy. He
JD.
cries. He cries his eyes out and then he's shown meditating in a tree. He's like, "What is life? What is meaning?" And Ando just looks at him and goes,
don't hurt me.
Yeah, right. Ando just looks at him and goes, "Yeah, here's your clothes. You need to go back home."
Oh, I'm done.
And then that's when and then that's when he faces 15-year-old, and everything he learned in the forest means fuck all.
I love how the first thing he does,
and then his dad shows up and kicks the shit out of them both.
Yeah, no, but I love when Baki returns. Literally, the first thing he does is go back to his mother. It's like, why? Weren't you banished? Don't you live somewhere? Can you just like walk? Okay. Why did you live by yourself then? If you could just come and go wherever you want, whatever. It doesn't matter, I guess.
That is like no sense why he lives by himself.
Yeah. But I do love the part when he finally goes to confront the fucking 15-year-old. That moment where it's like when they're at their fucking hideout, like the Yakuza hideout, and it's just like, what's that noise? And Baki just fucking walks through the door with like the entire fucking Yakuza hanging from it. You just see his head and it's like, hey, I'm here to see you.
I hear you want to fight.
I hear you want to fucking fight. He walks
also,
up,
like
jumps out of it, kicks his fucking desk out the window into fucking oncoming traffic. Because why the fuck not?
They're fine.
Cops come out and he's like, this party's over, boys. Break it up. Okay.
Yeah, so like the fight in the shopping mall is the most Street Fighter thing I ever seen, because you have like these two kids going on each other, and it's like serious. You have blood, you have fucking veins exploding with new weird ass techniques, and everyone in the background is just cheering and filming.
Oh yeah, we totally skipped over the like Taiwanese boxer.
He is not important.
Well, we learned that. We think he's gonna be important.
No.
So Baki the dick. This is before he has his little epiphany.
He walks into a fight the monkey. Yes.
Yeah, he walks into a boxing ring where the welterweight champion of the fucking world is just training. He's sparring.
That matters.
And Baki's 13. Walks in the ring. The Taiwanese I forget what his fake country origin was, but
he's Mongolian.
Yeah, he's Mongolian. Okay. The
also,
Mongolian.
Baki also defies gravity a lot of times. Every single time he starts a fight, he jumps. You don't jump at fight. What? Oh, God. Cool. Anyway.
Yeah.
Go on, please.
So he kicks the sparring bag a couple times. He's like, I hear you like fights.
I hear you're strong. I'm pretty strong myself.
I hear you're strong. Well, I'm 13 and I'm strong. You're only the world champion, you know. And so he fights him. Boxer kicks the shit out of him. Just knocks him out in one shot eventually. And Baki's like devastated. Oh, I'm such a weak pussy. I can't even beat one world champion.
I mean, he should be fucking... The goddamn fucking Yakuza dude is just like, when he meets him, just fucking breaks his arm.
Well, that's later. Okay? So the 50...
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, JD. Hey, None of this shit matters. He's not an important character. If you're looking at this
from a wrestling perspective, like a WWE ring, the 15-year-old beat the boxer that beat Baki, so it puts the 15-year-old over in the hierarchy chain, right? And that makes sense. He takes him out. He makes his arm explode, his blood vessels, because he has such a strong grip. By the way, we got more true backstory over the 15-year-old than we did of the main goddamn character.
Yep.
That just popped into my head now. I just realized that.
Yeah, his mother with cancer. Yeah.
His mother has cancer, and he's all sad.
My mother has cancer. You know that's why he beat up the Yakuza and became the leader.
He's the true main character.
You know what? I was about to forget about this, but this was a true line on the show. 15-year-old Yakuza guy has a mom dying of cancer. We learn in the backstory that she loves him unconditionally, and he loves her. He brings her flowers. He can crush the flower petals in his hand, and then puts it delicately on her face. You know, what a loving relationship between a mother and son. Ah! What a great backstory. Then he tells Baki, I think it was like an episode later. He goes, Baki, my mother's dying. You still have a mother who's alive. So what if she
beats the living crap out of you?
Beats the living shit out of you and treats you like garbage.
Wants you to die just so she can have the dick of the strongest man alive, which doesn't matter because every time she has a rape fetish, so I guess it is weird anyway. It was one of the most moments of Baki. Like, at least she's not dying. I was like, I wish she was dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's literally abused from his parents, and he just goes, well, at least they're alive. That's no.
Yeah, man. At least you have a mother.
No.
Oh,
Hayanama-san is way better of a character than Baki.
All right. So Baki
even
needs
the
to get
random
stronger
mobster dude
even more.
from the ending, which wanted to fight him from the Doppo-chan dojo, has more background story than Baki.
Yeah, makes no sense. Why would? Anyways, so we get through all that. We get to more preposterous things happening. So Yujiro, father of the year over here, takes Baki and says, "You have 1 month to fight me. And if you don't, I'm going to fucking kill you." No, I'm sorry. He says he's going to disown him, right? That's his punishment. I will no longer see you as my son. And here I am thinking, great, you fucking suck. And lo and behold, like 2 seconds later, Baki goes, "Oh yeah, I disown myself." Kind of middle fingers him. And here I'm thinking, okay, cool. So we get a new arc. He doesn't care about his dad anymore, right?
Nope.
No, he goes off and trains for a month. What the fuck? Don't contradict your own goddamn words.
Trains for a month, fucking goes.
Is that
Goes to final goddamn war, or sorry, practice war against the fucking mercenaries.
the
Mercenaries that were sent there to kill him, essentially.
Well, they weren't sent to kill.
They were there to kill somebody.
the month announcement?
They were there to participate in military training up in Hokkaido, and they took it way too far.
The month announcement.
Okay, is that what it was?
The month announcement was when Yujiro brings the Yashazaru head.
Yeah, he fucking kills the monkey and
man,
shows Baki.
That was one of the moments I laughed the most in that show, because he throws the bag and explodes it with a kick in Baki's head, and then like Baki realizes it's the head of the monkey, and he grabs a part of like the jaw with a little bit of flesh.
Oh yeah, and he puts it in his mouth.
Yeah, Yujiro makes him.
He eats it. What the fuck was that?
Yujiro makes him.
You gotta eat your prey, man.
Yujiro grabs his hand and like Baki's hand and puts inside of his mouth and makes him eat the part of the monkey.
I thought Baki did it himself.
No, it was Yujiro.
Oh, okay.
Yujiro did that.
All
just
right, father
out
of
of
the year.
despise. I started
Either
laughing.
way, it's
and
crazy.
the bus going home, oh my god, that was the best part of the show.
So he trains a month, he does the mercenary things, and then after all that build and all that bromancing for reasons.
I will never forget you guys.
Hold on. That too. But I just love the fact that, remember, again, talking about undercutting. Remember the fucking dude, what was it, Gaia or whatever the fuck they call him?
Gaia.
The only guy who's literally the only one who was quote unquote strong enough to fight Yujiro. The guy who probably, maybe, could be, if the conditions were right, could beat him. Yeah, no, fuck that. That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yujiro kicks the shit out of him and makes him kneel in front of him.
I really love the confrontation between Gaia and Baki. You're doing shit to your body. He's just screaming, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that's right. He's like, you never let it rest. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, and I was seeing that, I was like, Gaia is right. This motherfucker is 13. He's all deformed, and he weighs the same as a heavy champion, a heavy boxer. 13 at 13, Gaia is right. You should be, I don't know, trying to get a summer romance or some shit. Not being like following the steps of Machu from Dumbbell. Which is the same thing. It's like the huge body, but with a little small head on top of it.
Yeah. So what are we at? Like episode 13 or some shit now?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So we still have like half a show to go. And then here we finally get the big confrontation, the month-long build, all the bromancing. They're all there to witness the epic battle between Yujiro and his son, his newly attitude changed Baki, right?
Baki also needed a fucking 12-hour warm-up.
Right.
Because why not? Not like he needed one before.
Yeah, he does the Goku thing where it's like, no, I actually had weight belts on the whole time. Drops him on the ground. Yujiro shows up. Baki proceeds to run at him and kick him in the face, punch him in the face, and Yujiro just stands there and he starts talking to everyone who's witnessing. I'm like, great. Way to undermine all that training.
I love it. Would be way better if he just pulled out a glasses and just a paper and started this speech like that. Like,
oh yeah,
everyone,
7 years ago, I had a son. Unfortunately, he's a weak pussy.
I mean, he kind of did that though, because he just goes to the other guys. He's like, "Thank you for training my son. I would suffice to say that if it weren't for you guys, he wouldn't even be anywhere near strong enough to even lay a hand on me." He's fucking trying to choke him out, and he's like, "Nah." Don't care.
I just love it. He ignores it. Doesn't it? It's so bad because like every single time we see the goal and Baki goes to the goal and the goal just steamroll him every single fucking time.
I think just before that we got the little backstory behind the mom and dad there.
The rape?
And the whole murder and rape scene.
Yujiro kills the guy. Procedural fuck his wife. I'm like, dude. And she's like...
Kills the dude, fucks his wife, yeah.
And her explanation, he's the strongest man alive. Any woman would do anything he says. Like, that is rape.
Yeah.
But you like that,
well,
so I don't think it's...
I mean, Hickey
consented.
Eventually. But Hickey, what are you gonna do about it, huh? This is the same guy who calls the Prime Minister of Japan and he's like, in 10 minutes, I'm coming to kick your ass. And then he does.
No, he's gonna murder him. He's gonna literally assassinate him because, you know what? I don't feel like it. You should probably fire all those.
No, I love that. I love that though. He's just gonna. So now I could have killed you, but I'm not going to. However, you should definitely reinvest in some better security because this is laughable. It's like literally the next scene is just like it's just them talking. It's like the Prime Minister fired like his entire security force. I'm like, yeah, of course it is.
Of course he would. He almost died. It's like the one thing that made sense in the show. Yeah. So Baki and Dad are fighting, and Baki, I guess, tries to put a sleeper hold on his dad, and then his mom just goes, "It's like a child getting a piggyback ride from his father." Oh my god. And he turns around. "All right, honey. Tell me what you want. You want me to kill him, right? You want me to murder your son? Do it for Daddy. Die." Okay. And
that's
Baki's
fucked up family.
It's fucked up
no,
family.
Really?
And then just like me not buying Baki's like epiphany of change in attitude, as he's slowly getting the shit kicked out of him and dying, she's having this traumatizing change of attitude. Oh, my son's dying.
Wait a second. I like my son.
I think I like my son.
I like my son more than the dick.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but you have Glasses gone in the background saying, "Love your son, you cunt."
even before that, I think it's fucking hilarious. You know, when fucking Baki's getting his shit kicked out of him by Yujiro, it's just like the guy, the heavyweight boxer, is just like, no. So he's like, no, that's enough. And then it's like the fucking 15-year-old's just like, no. Only the winner can stop this fight. And I'm like, no, what? What the fuck kind of logic is this?
Yeah, this show doesn't have any logic. Like the boxer's ambition to be the best fighter in the world, at least at the boxing level, and then he meets the 15-year-old who ruins his career, and he's just like, yeah, bummer, right? Oh well, I'll move on with my life. What?
Romance.
Speaking of which, we never got to see his sister again. We never got to see his sister again after she was approached by an offer. I wonder what happened to her.
She probably went into the sex trade. Let's be honest.
Of course.
The Japanese
the Baki universe is pretty terrible. Yeah. Yujiro kicks the shit out of Baki, kicks the shit out of everyone there, kills his mom because she had a change in heart and slapped him, so he bear hugs her to death. But wait, no, and this is when I kind of had a mental breakdown of the show. So he bear hugs her to death, and you're like, oh, he killed her. Snap. But no, She's not dead.
Yeah.
Has a flashback. Kinda. But no! That was real. But no! Baki's crazy. But no! Back on the field, and she's now leaning or kneeling with him in his lap, and she's singing to him. But no! She does die.
But no! He is going to America.
But no! He has an epiphany that he needs to get stronger. Time skip for 2 years.
And then, oh my god. This is the beginning, like, oh my god, the beginning of the second part. It's
so
just like,
when his mom died, that should have been the show's over, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes! That's the worst part, because that moment when you realize, then you're like, okay, we got the City Climactic end fight, and we're only halfway through. What the fuck are they gonna do for the next 10 episodes?
Well, the answer was simple. Nothing.
The answer was simple. He's gonna go to America. He's gonna be told when in America that you need to go to Brazil. He's gonna arrive in Brazil. He's gonna find this fucking dude that he wants to fight, who's been all beat up, who's gonna tell you, actually though, you need to go back to Japan, because that's where all the strong people are. It's like, why did he even leave in the first place?
Well, as we found out, his 2 years of intensive not training got him nowhere.
Literally.
Well, I mean,
literally nowhere.
Got him
all
somewhere.
He did was age 2 years.
He wasted all the fortune his mother left because he doesn't have any money by the end of this 2 years.
Is that what happened? Because I
have no idea.
I'm just theorizing. I realized that. I was like, hold
I guess
on a
we
second.
have to assume he wasted all the money, right?
Why is Baki living with like a friend from school and her MILF mother?
And not paying rent? And still having a fucking private chauffeur. Are you rich or are you poor? I'm not entirely sure.
It's very strange. Like, everything points to he's rich, but he doesn't have access to any of the money. Right?
Yeah, something like that, I guess.
Or, because he's in the Japanese underground, they just don't fucking pay him.
Well, of course they don't pay. They said that. No one in that fucking underground fighting system gets paid. They get
That's
nothing.
Fucking stupid. Then why do it?
Because they're strong and they want to be strong.
Yeah.
But he's not getting better. He's okay. So this was This was another thing that was awful. So you had the 2-year time skip that led to nothing. Then it skips.
3
then
years.
he
goes. He learns
it's
about
2 years.
the arena.
He learns about the arena. He gets into the arena. We see none of the journey. It skips 3 years.
And he's
cuts
the champion.
To him living with this MILF chick and her hot daughter. We have no idea who the fuck these people are. And it takes like in a whole episode.
He's the champion of the underground arena going to school.
He's the goddamn heavyweight champion of this underground arena. Supposedly the hardest fighting motherfuckers on the planet fight here.
Doesn't have
He's
one
broke.
scar.
He doesn't have one scar. He's broke. He has now his personality's changed even more. Now he's a little bitch.
Who gets bullied at school. He doesn't stand up for himself. So
he
he's
keeps talking
180
shit
yet
about
again.
every single person that crosses his.
So he left on the journey to get good enough to fight his father. Now I'm under the impression that he's totally fine being this broke ass bitch, being a champion in an underground where he doesn't get paid, nor does he get glory, and he's clearly not getting any better because he doesn't give a shit. He just smiles and waves at the crowd every time he wins.
And then he finally runs into his dad again, and his dad literally just fucking forward flicks him to death. Not to death, but he fucking just he just walks up there and like fucking flicks him on the chin, and he's passed out. The undefeated champion who has never lost to anyone. Just gets fucking he gets beat easier than he did when he fought him when he was 13.
He's so
finger poked in his ear,
steamrolled,
Wet Willy style.
Every time he faces Yujiro, he's just steamrolled. I don't know what's the point of Baki anymore. And
I loved it when you were in Discord and you go, "Oh, I assume we're gonna get the epic final, and he's gonna be like closer to his dad." And Tori, I'm pretty sure you're with me on this. Just looking at that comment, just going, "Oh, get ready."
No, I was just rolling my eyes, right.
He's always a steamroller. Backtracking a little bit to the fight when he was 13 years old, he goes to this guy, the Kendo guy, which fights with the sword, and he's like, oh, I need to wait the sword to hit me, and then I make this attack, this awesome attack. And then he tries on his father, and it works, but Yujiro uses the momentum to
Oh, the flip thing?
Yeah, the flip.
The goddamn, when he's just like, oh, I'm gonna flip and kick him in the head, and he just fucking flips into him. It's like, well, shit.
He just
Fuck
used
that.
the momentum of Baki's kick to flip and kick him back. And then I'm like, every single time. And you know, when Yujiro appears, I'm like, he's just gonna get steamrolled, but you know, now he's the undefeated champion. I guess it will be a cool fight. I knew he would be just steamrolled, but like at least he's gonna put up a fight. He jumps.
Nope.
Why do you fucking jump in a fucking fight? He jumps. Yujiro just grabs him by the air and just
stupid.
Bloop in the forehead, like in the head, and he just passes out. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then like the problem is the episode after that one, which is episode 21, where I almost dropped the show because Baki is shit talking everyone and saying I can beat my father because I'm the undefeated champion, and you are a bunch of shits. You are not stronger than me. So he shit talks everyone. Then his father appears. He loses in a second. In episode 21, everyone who is like the most awesome fighters in the planet, which is there's
Doppel. A 50-year-old promoter dude.
Yeah, no, but like there's Doppel, which is the karate guy.
Doppel, yeah.
Doppel.
And you have the
Doppel-chan.
Judo? It's not Judo. What's the other guy? The guy with the spiked hair. Old as well.
Oh.
With the goatee, right?
Yeah.
Which got defeated in the park. Yeah. Both of them are stronger than Baki. And Baki starts shit-talking them, saying, you're not stronger than my father. It's like, you hated your father. You were shit-talking your father, saying you were stronger. Now that you got defeated in seconds, now you shit-talking other people who might have a chance to win? What the fuck?
Oh, please, might have a chance. Like, the only one who even remotely has a chance, and I say even remotely has a chance, is Doppel. And they do fight. But I mean, let's be real. Everyone saw this shit coming when at the end of the day, it's just like, so did all of those attacks that he landed on him, did any of that actually matter at the end? Of course it didn't. Yujiro doesn't feel a thing. So now he's going to unleash his, out of respect, because apparently now Yujiro is also about respect for whatever fucking reason. He's like, let me unleash my fucking demon. Which, by the way, at this point, we're made to believe that Yujiro has become so strong, and as the spectators say, the demon on his back looks like it's crying. He has apparently gotten so fucking strong and evil that even the devil is like, dude, chill.
It's like, how do you look at the power balance of this shit? What the fuck?
Garbage.
And then he proceeds to murder Doppel-chan. And then I'm just like, wow, is he gonna die? And then they fucking revive him by the next guy that Baki's gonna fight. He's like, I brought him back to life.
The shonen doctor with the god. So that's the last fight. Let's go to the last fight and end this shit. Last fight. It's not Baki against Yujiro. Yujiro suddenly becomes.
It's not the goal of the show. That's not how they're gonna end the season.
Baki. Yujiro becomes father of the season for one episode straight because he believes his son for the first time in 24 episodes.
You're not gonna beat you're gonna lose in a single
fight
punch.
A doctor who doesn't know how to fight but knows anatomy. So he just trained, and they're like, oh, he has. Why Japan has this fixation with pro wrestling being an actual thing, like real. But regardless, like he has the speed.
Do you really want the answer, or are we gonna gloss over that?
If you want, sure. Quick.
So Japan has a very storied history with wrestling being super serious and proving athletics, and they even say that in the show when Baki faces the pro wrestler, who I believe is a playoff of Rikidozan, which is a very famous Japanese wrestler, and how, yes, pro wrestling is technically fake. However, this wrestler in the show wants to prove that he does in fact have the ability to fight for real and be the best. Like, it's not just a show to him. So at least there was some continuity there in Baki. However, does the fight matter? And ultimately, every single fucking fight in the show means jack shit in the end. It's all filler. Every piece and fucking one of it. It means nothing. We got no character development. Any character development there was, we have to assume happened during these time skips. He has 180 personality changes. All the characters do. Makes no sense.
Yeah, but like,
nothing makes sense.
Let's find. He's gonna fight a underground doctor, which crippled a bunch of people, who has the agility of a track and field sportsman, the force of a pro wrestler, and something about other thing I don't really care. And he wants to prove he's the ultimate human being. So the fight goes on.
Good build, by the way.
Yeah, the fight goes on. He doesn't know how to fight. Baki does, but the guy knows anatomy. He fucking did direct cardiac message on Dopo-chan. He revived him by touching his heart and making him such. Regardless, fuck the show. Then you have the last fight, and you learn that Baki knows this really awesome technique, which is a punch that, deliver all your fucking weight in one single point. Doesn't really matter. The show ends. He wins. Does it matter anything? No.
He does a fucking cross counter. Yeah. That's what he does.
He does a cross counter.
Yeah,
to the body.
Did he
straight to the solar plexus?
Did he got any closer to beating Yujiro? No, nope. He actually got far away from beating him, because Yujiro became way too strong to even be considered a demon anymore.
That's right. The show does tell us that during all this, as time passes and Baki gets stronger, so does his father. So he'll never reach him.
Yep. No, but here's one thing I'm curious about when it comes to that, like his fight with the doctor guy. He specifically says, this is a guy we're supposed to let to believe is a master of human anatomy. What retard would sit there and say, he's going to punch me I'm going to defeat you with one punch? And he's like, I'm covering my head. He's going to punch me in the body. Well, that's okay. My body is not a weak point. Excuse me. Excuse you. If he hits the right place, yes it is.
Yeah, like,
are you
I don't know,
dumb?
The liver or the stomach.
I like that. After the fight, Baki fucking explode the medic stomach. They say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's just
ripped
screaming,
his stomach lining apart.
He's just screaming in pain, and the other doctor's like, "Oh, his stomach is just busted. It blew. his stomach blew like a balloon."
And then the fucking
must be
patient...
very painful. I was like, dude.
Yeah. And then the fucking patient, because this guy, doctor's obviously had a lot of patients that he's performed questionable experiments on. And one of them is there, they want to see him beat up, and she's in a wheelchair, but, they regret it. They don't want to see fighting this, so we could, whatever, yada, yada. And I love it, because she's just like, she just stands up out of her wheelchair when she sees him, the doctor in pain, and she's like, I forgive him. And I'm just like... I realize something. I've been chained to this wheelchair for so many years because I'm weak. No, that's not how that works. You cannot just will yourself to walk again if you've been in a horrible accident. Fuck you!
The human mind.
Tori, you're right. Fuck you. This whole show was a big fuck you to an anime viewer.
Yes.
Nothing mattered. Oh, and just really quick, can we all agree that this show looked like shit, sounded like shit, and moved like shit?
Yes.
Yes.
The opening song.
Everything.
What the fuck was those lyrics? Dying child in fire. It was like, dude, chill. I know Baki is not liked by his parents, but you.
So I will say this, and
there's
I
one
think
soundtrack I liked. I can give the show that. There's one good soundtrack in the show.
Before we end, though, I do want to just make one note because it's relevant.
Okay.
And I just learned this. This the original manga was written by Keisuke Tagaki, who is a big fan of martial arts, which is which is what Baki's supposed to be, just a love for martial arts.
Oh, I love how there was no martial arts in the show.
Yeah, I know, right? So that definitely didn't make any sense. But what I did learn as I watched this is that Keisuke Tagaki is the father of Haruhi Tagaki, aka the one who wrote Beastars. So
Beastars is way better.
What the fuck? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, in this case,
Haruhi Tagaki is his daughter.
In this case, the son beat the father by a lot.
The daughter. He got beat by his daughter.
Even. I would say something that it's 2019. You should say stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so interesting side note. We got something interesting out of this. Yay.
So those of you
Beastars on Reddit is way better.
Yeah. Those of you with fond memories of Baki the Grappler,
please send your hate email to JD.
Please send it to it's in the Linktree description of the email. You can email the show.
Please tweet at us how much you hate us.
Please tweet at us, Redleaf Retrocast. Use that hashtag. This is the most egregious example I've seen in a long time of nostalgia glasses. Take that shit off.
Yeah.
This show is trash.
Yeah, usually I'm more mild, but yeah, it looks like shit. It moves like shit. Sometimes Baki looks like a autistic child born by alcohol abuse.
Dude, I was putting screenshots of the show on Twitter, and I was flabbergasted.
You know, it's to be explained. It's not like those malicious screenshots you take during an animation, because, you know, it can be animation technique. Like you see in Sword Art Online, you have a lot of weird frames, but all of them are taken out of context because it's part of a animation technique.
Right.
They show it's not. It just looks bad.
It is not. No.
It's just and I mean, the longer the show
Baki's
goes
cross-eyed or alien-eyed like half the show.
Like, the longer the show goes on, like, he looked like shit in episode 1, but by like the end, it's like this art is just falling apart. They're not even drawing the characters properly. Like, it looks like they're drawing the characters in like 2 seconds. Because they fucking have to rush this shit out.
So it's needless to say, I don't think we'll be watching the sequel to the show.
Oh, really? No way.
You don't say. All right, I'm giving the show a fucking 2 out of 10, and that might be generous.
Ooh.
I hated this show so much. It is... Look, the only other show on this podcast I've given a 2 out of 10 was Stainless Night. The garbage birch... Don't go into the birch trees hentai. At least I got, I guess, kind of horny in that show.
Whoa.
It was fun. It was
at least
better
funny.
Than Baki. It was better.
That show was better than Baki. This is the worst show we've covered on the podcast. There we go. 58 anime.
I'll give it a 3. Yeah. I mean, it tried to have a story. It had mild animation.
Are you sure it tried?
It tried.
I don't think it did.
It tried. Unfortunately, Yujiro is so powerful, it breaks the story so much. Also, the story, power balance it's all inverted, because I'll put the mutated monkey higher in the food chain than they did in the show.
No,
I just cannot forgive the music. The music is just 0 points.
That's what offended you. That's what offended you the most.
Yeah. The other ones...
Yeah,
as a pro wrestling fan, I was offended by this show.
I ended up giving it a 5 because, once again, it is literally...
Oh, well, that is your worst score, technically.
Yeah, like
right?
I said, it's the show. It's the score that I give to the show that I just, like, I watch, and I just sit there thinking to myself, I don't care. Like, literally, I'm not even going to fucking sugarcoat this. When I watched this show, I played RuneScape on the side. I focused more on that than I did watching this show.
I watched the show when I was stuck in traffic jam because I had nowhere to run. But yeah, no,
probably watched the traffic more than you watched the show.
Angel Cop was better than this, and Angel Cop was established as an extremely useless show.
This was more useless.
This is just...
So, I think this has the worst aggregate score we've had on the cast. It's a 3.33.
Good. I can't wait until everybody's like, no man, this show is so good. The manga makes it all so much better.
How can the manga spend so many years in this story? How can Baki evolve any?
I brought this show up to my best friend.
I don't need to fight like a human. I need to fight like a god, and suddenly just mind explode, and he transcends in a second, becomes god and fights demon, which is I don't want to think about that, honestly.
I did mention to my best friend I was watching this show, and he goes, "Oh, the Netflix one." No, the original. He goes, "Oh, I watched the Netflix one and it's stupid." I was like, "Good, because the original's also stupid."
People really like the Netflix one, though.
Not from what my friend told me. He goes, "It was dumb."
Well, sure, you're a friend, but that's one person.
No,
when you look online, it's fucking...
This is the same guy that likes Reign the Conqueror, and he didn't like Baki the Grappler on Netflix.
Okay, so he has bad taste, so what?
I mean,
so you would think Baki the Grappler would be right up his bad taste alley. That's what I'm saying.
No. This transcends that. No one likes
Baki.
Even people that like even people that like Baki don't like Baki, and I refuse to believe it.
Wow, it's like it's so bad their mind just can't accept that it's a bad show.
They get the fucking like Stockholm syndrome that people that watch long running shonen do, except this came on way quicker.
Okay, so 2, a 3, and a 5. Rave review. Okay, so this was episode 58, and join us for episode 59, where we'll be talking about, I believe, a good show in Super Dimensional Fortress Macross from the 80s. It's a tongue twister. I'm all flabbergasted here. Come on.
Baki really broke him.
It did. Yeah, it was good. So Macross in the next show will be joined by Colin from the Retro Gaming one. So look forward to that. Episode 58, Red Leaf Retrocast. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Goodbye.